Okay. I was just eating some cereal and kind of had these thoughts, and so now it's my way of writing them down, I guess, is talking. Although I don't know how to talk it or write it at this point. It's tricky, but I will try. Basically, I feel so, weird or corny, though, but, I feel like, and I really don't like the word, I don't know why, because it's just riddled with so much, words are weird, but, the patriarchy, that word people love throwing out in this way that comes off either really corny or just really hateful, but I feel like I gotta really try and stick to, the simplicity of it, because I could boil it all down more, but then I'll just never get through it. But, it was making me really sad realizing how much the patriarchy thing really hurts men. I feel like, not like they really need any more attention of how hard they have it. I get that. But actually, though, and this is where it's gonna come off as, a little off-putting or something, but no, it's weird. And this is my comparison to it, but, part of, society and the patriarchy and all that, it's horrible for women. And it's easy to see all the ways. I mean, if you fucking know how to use your brain at all, I don't know, but, or maybe it's just easy for women. I don't know, but, I feel like a lot of the conversation revolves around how much it's hurting women, which is important and good, because it is. And it's the real problem, if you think about it. I mean, it's the real problem, because lives are really being ruined. I don't know how to get this thought out. But it's just women are being raped, they're dying of abortions, they're being murdered, they are being victims of domestic violence, all kinds of terrible things. They're being trafficked for sex, and it's really gruesome. And those are definitely the more important problems versus, guys' feelings being hurt and not realizing it. So, this is where it's kind of fuck this thought. But, it really is, when you look at it this other angle, kind of insane to see how much it also, like, really hurts men. And I don't think that's, like, looked at enough. I don't think that's, like, understood enough. Like, and this is my example in my brain that I thought. It's kind of like the rich versus the poor. The poor are suffering way more the consequences of being poor. Like, you know, drugs, violence, death, rape, all that terrible stuff that comes with being in the big poverty scale versus the really rich that don't have to deal with any of that as much on that level. And yet we do kind of sort of realize this weird, like, the rich are still sadder. And it's like, oh, well, boo-hoo for them. Why should we care that their little feelings are hurt when they don't have any real suffering? Like, but that's just the thing. It's like, when you're really poor and struggling, like, you know why you're struggling. You know what the issue is. You know, and when you're a woman and you're being talked down to all the time, like, even if you're super brainwashed, which a lot of people are, like, you still pretty inherently kind of know what the issue is. You know, like, fuck, I'm not being treated fairly. Or fuck, like, this whole me being poor thing and being, like, treated unfairly is fucked up. Like, you may be brainwashed a little bit, like, it's kind of impossible not to instinctively notice some of that because it's just so plain in your face unfair. And so you're aware of it, and that can kind of help you at least fucking pull through it. And when you're, like, really rich, or just all the men in this world, like, they just don't get it. They just don't even get it. They don't know why they're intrinsically unhappy. Like, and they, you know, can try and keep buying stuff and doing stuff they like, and they won't know why they don't feel better. And they almost kind of just accept that maybe they'll never feel that good. And that this shallow good feeling is, like, the best they're going to get. Then they're just going to keep needing that insatiably without being able to ever really be satisfied. Like, I don't know, like... And, like, they're just so miserable, actually, inside. Like, and they won't even realize that they're, like, even that miserable. Like, they won't even, like, allow themselves to be aware of that either. And all of that combined just makes for a lot more misery and suffering. You know, it's just like, it's just really sad how much, like, how much they don't realize the problem. It's kind of like the root of religion and philosophy and humanity, you know, like, is this thing that is pretty rather beautiful if you think about it, because I feel like you can see it even with like the great insane suffering of like people in Palestine, or like people that were in concentration camps during the Holocaust. Like, these are, you know, outwardly like the most suffering, miserable people, you know, starving, being tortured, losing loved ones left and right, just total horrific suffering. And yet somehow intrinsically inside they are more whole, more with soul, more with love through the pain, because they're like surviving and fighting and, you know, bonding in the trauma, like uniting, like in this great powerful way that, and like Nazis and Israeli soldiers right now and stuff, like, well, they don't even realize how much more hurt it's giving them. It's just, it's crazy. It's quite sad. It's quite like, I don't really know what my stance is on it exactly. It was just thoughts I had, but I think it's just worth noting that this isn't about just like the people who are being hurt and hurting. This is about the people that are not caring about others or hurting others, that are really hurting themselves the most. Like, really soul destroying, you know? Because that's not as repairable either, you know? Like, the shit that you go through, you can carry on and pull through, you know, with your soul. But if you don't have that, then you're just so lost, and you won't find your way, and you won't get better. And you see it with, like, back to the patriarchy thing with women all the time. Like, you'll see, like, these women that are single moms doing all this shit, and they're struggling to do all of that, and yet they're like still more emotionally strong and capable than these deadbeat dads that can't figure out shit for shit. And it's like, why? Why are men so, like, now I'm talking very general here, obviously, but like, I don't know, it's like, why? But, like, yeah. What was I gonna say? Like, something like, why can't men get their shit together? Why can't they be emotionally mature? Because they haven't been allowed to. They haven't been able to. And it sounds like pretty stupid, if you ask me, honestly, but like, yeah, like the fact that it still looks so down upon for men to cry is a bigger deal than we think. It doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but it is. The fact that they haven't been able to emotionally fucking develop is really, really sad. I just, I see, like I feel more bad for them in a lot of ways, because I don't know how they're gonna get it, and that's why it really needs to be looked at more. I think how much this whole the patriarchy, fuck the patriarchy, we gotta take it down, we can't let men rule the world anymore. It's not so much like men ruling the world anymore, it's also like men also being really lost and struggling, and they need to find their soul again. And it hurts me to see them hurting so much more like that. It hurts me to know that there are a lot of men in my life that I feel like I struggle a lot more than them in terms of resources and stuff, but they suffer so much more in terms of just emotional understanding or something, just so and it's not up to me to explain to them that. It can't be done. I can't explain it to them. I can't be like, maybe you just need to get a good cry out. It's something that they have to find themselves, like anybody, anything. But I don't know. It's just, it's crazy to see how much sadder they really are without even really knowing or understanding it. This world that is still trying to be this way, this capitalist work, achieve way, it's just so miserable. It's so misguided. It's so creating a lot of suffering, and mostly to the ones that buy into it. And are at the most advantage of it, And that can sound really depressing, but it is also kind of also very uplifting in this way of it doesn't matter how much you're suffering. You can suffer the worst shit ever. That's not, that is what life is about. That's okay. You're not losing if you're suffering a whole fucking lot. That's okay. That's the beauty of it. It's no matter what life puts you through, you can do it. You can go through it and keep your soul and build your soul through that. And you'll be okay, and you'll grow, and you'll find crazy waves of love and strength somehow. It'll really suck, but it'll be a whole lot better than this try to avoid all suffering and just do great and be really productive, like, alternative. That's not what it's about, and it won't make you more happy. So, don't beat yourself up for the suffering. That's okay. No matter what life puts you through, you'll get through that. Or you'll die, but you'll have your soul intact. And just like a horror movie or something. I don't know, to me at least, I think it's better to die with your soul intact than to survive and live on, but you did it a dirty way. So you live but without your soul, and then it's eventually one day you are gonna die, but your soul ain't gonna be there. It's not gonna be as progressed to move on as the one that died sooner but has more soul there to progress, if that makes any sense. So it's really kind of backwardsy or whatever. And if you look at it, there's obviously, like anything, a lot of books and movies and history and music and songs, yada yada, that will kind of share that inherent truth of kind of what I'm trying to scratch the surface of. So it's there, it's been there, it's this thing we can deny or not, but it's there, in everything. So yeah, don't worry too much about the suffering. It's sucky, but your soul is there, and if your soul is hurting, your soul is there, and if you're crying, your soul is there, and that's what it's about. Just keep that soul, and I don't know, I guess everything else will fall into place somehow. It kind of does. Faith kind of never dies, We've had a long history of great suffering and stuff, and yet faith is still a word. Faith is still a thing. Hope is still a thing, Hope didn't die after World War II, life continued. And so did those beliefs, and so did babies and rainbows. I don't know, I don't know. And you can have so many shitty days, and then you'll have a good day. It'll come. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah. Very, very confusing. Very, very confusing thoughts to have while just eating a bowl of cereal, but yeah. Anyways, toodaloo. Yeah. Love and peace and, hang in there. Yeah. I probably will say that a lot, because it's true.